What a freaking song, dude. What that was. That was the first time we played that song. What's up, fellas? What's up, man? The pre-gym stream. 100% a date night, by the way. You guys know it's a date night tonight. That's why I'm on early, bro. What's going on, man? What's going on, man? Bitcoin dropping a little bit. Altcoins not really doing too much, actually. Bitcoin had a pretty big drop today from the highs, but altcoins kind of held their ground today. Some of them actually still up a pretty decent amount. So let's get it. Smack the likes. We'll talk about it. Another day, another sideways day for Bitcoin, but that's okay because we got patience in here, right? We got the patience. We're going to keep the positivity and get the patience. There's no reason to be negative. We're just going sideways, right? So let's get it. What up, Pops? I saw Clint's in here. Clint's got his bag of Chainlink. I'm so proud that I shilled Chainlink to Clint. Hopefully he was buying it at the lows, which I think he was. I think he was back in the day. I'm pretty sure Clint was buying the Chainlink back in the day at the lows, dude. Let's go. Happy Friday, though, man. I kind of want to have a drink, but I have to go to the gym after this. So I kind of wanted to have like one drink, but to be honest, I probably shouldn't do that because then I'll pass out when I'm doing squats later. So we're not going to do that, man. Anyways, yeah, I guess we're talking about some of the same stuff we've been talking about, man. I mean, a lot of the same shit, guys. Not too much different that's going on right now. Bitcoin just coming back down again. We got the retracement levels marked down here. We'll see where we end up going to. Once again, it's the same thing with Bitcoin, though. As long as we stay above 99K on a daily close, I don't think there's any really reason to be, skirting around like a maniac. As long as you stay above 99K on a daily close. I'm still expecting this to go higher. Just kind of getting through a little consolidation here. If we do drop below 99K, all right, then we'll talk about some lower prices. But stay above 99 on a daily close. I don't care about wicks. That still remains the case. Dot ETF coming. People crying about Trump tariffs. I don't want to hear about the Trump tariffs, man. The market's already known that Trump was going to do tariffs. So I don't even know why everyone's like reacting now. Trump's been saying this for months, bro. And I'm saying, what's the deal here? By the way, make sure you guys stock up on your avocados, stock up on your maple syrup, stock up on your cilantro, stock up on all the stuff that Mexico and Canada has because we ain't going to be able to get that shit for the price that we have right now. Okay, so even though you can't even really stock up on avocados, to be honest, because they're going to go bad in like 3 days. You know, when avocado goes bad and it turns black and it's freaking nasty. Man, I love avocados, though. Not going to lie, dude. Why you drink? I don't know. I kind of want like a tequila soda right now, man. But, I got to wait till later. I got to be a good boy and wait till later, after the gym. What's up, dude? Crying about inflation, not the tariffs. That is true. That is true. I sound like I'm from the Midwest. Really? Dude, I've never lived in the Midwest. I've always lived in the New England area or New York. I've never lived in the Midwest. So I don't know why I sound like I'm from Denver, Colorado, or some shit, right? Anyways, yeah, so same thing with Bitcoin. Stay above 99K. It's all good in the hood. Just continue to chop around here for BTC. Big range. That's fine. Still the same thought process of, okay, we got this sweep of the lows. We can have consolidations. Remember, this chart doesn't show wicks. We can have consolidations. We're getting this consolidation here. Just think this is a consolidation before we end up going higher. I change my mind if Bitcoin goes below 99K. Okay, but for now, we're above. We've been above for almost 14 days in this little top range here. It is what it is as we go into the weekend. Charles, what up, bro? Oh, by the way, thank you for the super chat, Charles. Tama already pumped and already did a 2x within a day. That's a pretty good move, dude. Tama the raccoon. And then who came in earlier? It was, who came in earlier? Who came in? Mark Wilson came in earlier. He said, Jordan, can you look at Say? I'm close to selling it for CRV. Say? Dude, Say is one that just hasn't moved in a long time either, dude. Most things haven't moved in a long time, though. So we'll talk about that today. Wes said we spoke about Arrow yesterday to check the charts. We'll check Arrow. Yeah, we'll check Arrow. Everyone wants to check Arrow. Wait, what the hell? It's been 6 months. Can you pull me a Shrap chart? You don't want to see that chart, bro. I looked at that the other day, bro. You don't want to see the Shrap chart, dude. That thing is at 1 cent. 1 cent. 1 cent from the high of 40 cents. Lord, geez Louise. I hope you took profits if you bought some Shrap. We had a pretty good run on it. I think we got like an 8x out of Shrap. As long as you took profits, you did pretty good. But man, that thing's down to 1 cent. Link to the moon, Mr. Darp, let's go. All right, anyways, let's jump on in. So yeah, same thought process, guys. Respect the cycles, right? Do we believe in cycles or we not believe in cycles, right? That's what it always comes down to for me. And once again, I just like to show this every day. Hold up. Come on, load, dude. Fucking A, dude. Here we go. Technical difficulties on a Friday? What is this? We don't have technical difficulties on Fridays. We only do that on Mondays when we're already cranky from the whole day. We only do that on Mondays, dude. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Bitcoin cycles, right? Where are we in the cycle? We are right here, fellas, right? We are right here. We're in the post-election year. Always the best year. Actually, it's typically the best year for altcoins. Typically, the halving year is the best year for Bitcoin, right? For altcoins, typically the post-halving year is the best year. So, but this is where we are for Bitcoin, right? I'm still expecting this to be an up year for Bitcoin. I'm more bullish on altcoins at this point than Bitcoin for this year. Doesn't mean I'm not bullish on Bitcoin. We use Bitcoin for the cycles. We are currently right here. And if we just match it from all the lows, right? And I continue to use this just as a guide so I don't get, flustered in the day-to-day operations. If you get flustered in the day-to-day operations, guys, you get lost in all this mess. But every cycle plays out the same. Despite all this price action in here, it all plays out the same. We're exactly where we should be. And what I'm expecting is over the next couple months, Bitcoin's going to get the rise up. You just got to have the patience if you believe in the cycles, right? That's it. Sometimes I think we overcomplicate it. And, that's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. 4-year cycles are undefeated. Why we think anything different's going to happen? If something different happens, we'll pull down our pants and we'll cry to our moms and ask for forgiveness and move into their basement, right? But as of now, 4-year cycles are undefeated. Oh, all right. So, Bitcoin talk. That's all the Bitcoin talk I got, guys. I mean, honestly, I think the biggest thing I want to talk about today is some of the altcoin strength that you're seeing today. Now, it's not like massive pumps. Like, you're not getting 20% pumps on altcoins. It's not like this crazy strength where it's like, oh my God, we're making so much money on the altcoin market. No, it's the relative strength, right? So a lot of alts, and enough you guys, the last few months, if Bitcoin take a little bit of a dump, which it did today, Bitcoin had like a little bit of like a 4 or 5% slide from the highs of the day. Typically, if you saw that, altcoins would have got absolutely massacred, right? ETH would have got massacred. Altcoins would have got massacred. But today it was a little bit different, right? And we probably knew that was going to happen because we looked at this yesterday, right? Bitcoin dominance rising wedge. Did break to the downside. Bada bing, bada boom. That's why we love falling wedges, man. Even though sometimes you hope this is because you're pumping.
We're going to 100K tomorrow.
Holy shit. That was loud. Sorry, guys. I meant to turn off the computer audio. Mom's basement isn't that bad. Dude, Mom's basement's pretty comfy. You don't got to pay rent there. She's probably got like 4 pillows on her bed. I only got 2 pillows on my bed, man. I only got 2 pillows. I need to get 2 more pillows, man. You ever hop into like a hotel bed and there's like 6 pillows and you're like, why don't I have more pillows? Pillows are undefeated. But anyways, enough about pillows. We're not here to talk about pillows. All right? That's not what we're here to talk about today. Bitcoin dominance. Okay, Sailor on the cover of Forbes, in my opinion, just marked the lower high top on Bitcoin dominance. Okay, this was the top on Bitcoin dominance. I think that was the lower high top on Bitcoin dominance. And that was Sailor being on the Forbes magazine. All right? Just to put it in perspective, you know when the Bitcoin dominance bottom was? Who was on the cover? Can you guess? Who was on the cover of Forbes magazine right here in September of 2022? Can anyone guess? Can anyone guess who was on the cover? Let me know. Let me know if you know. of who was on the cover of Forbes magazine. Can you guess it? I know you can. First one to guess it in the chat is a winner. No, it wasn't Sailor. It wasn't Sailor. It was SBF. It was SBF. Mother effer. Yeah, it was Sam Bitchman-Fried. Was on the cover of the Forbes magazine right there. Now we got Sailor on the cover of the Forbes magazine. Are we gonna run it back? I don't know. Today was pretty good. Today was pretty good as far as like I said, we're not getting massive pumps. Like we're not getting these 20% pumps on ETH that like are blowing your mind away. All right. But Gary, someone said Gary Gensler. No, dude, it wasn't. It wasn't Bitchman Gary. It wasn't Bitchman Gary. But yeah, today was a pretty good day. Now, like I said, just because I think Bitcoin dominance is going down does not mean I think Bitcoin is going down. Okay, it's kind of like the opposite, right? If you were down here and you said I think Bitcoin dominance is going to go up, a lot of people said, why are you saying my altcoins are going to go down? A lot of altcoins went up, but I think this is going to start coming down now. It's taking its time. It's testing your patience. It really is testing your patience. If you guys have been here the last month, we've been talking about this, and it's really been testing your patience. The good altcoins have been doing decent, right? As far as just going sideways, I mean, it hasn't been too bad, but it's been testing your patience. But I do think this is coming down. Sailor on the Forbes, the cover of the Forbes magazine. SBF was on the cover of the Forbes magazine here. Send this shit back down. And I think when you look at some stuff, we almost did it today. We almost did it today. You guys know what we almost did? Okay, we tried to, right? At least on the 4-hour time frame, ETH is trying to break out of this falling wedge, okay? We went up. We've now back tested, okay? We have 2 candles of back test on the falling wedge. Can we close the daily good? Okay, can ETH get a little bit momentum and close this daily, hopefully above the wedge? Okay, I'm gonna close the daily above the wedge. Some 4-hour candles, I don't give 2 flying shits. Can we close the daily above the wedge? All right, let's see if we can. Right now we are getting we can see a little bit of poopy poop in there on the wedge, and like I said, that's kind of the key for me. For tomorrow, let's get ETH to break out of the wedge. We tried to. Let's get the daily close out of there, though. Okay, if you don't get the daily close, it doesn't count. Okay, it doesn't count at all. All right, but I think besides Bitcoin dominance, I said this is my key. This is the key for me. Okay, ETH Bitcoin. All right, you guys want real altcoin season? I think we got to get ETH moving. All right, I think we got to get ETH moving, dude. The issue that we had was ETH Bitcoin broke this trend line, okay? And when it did, that was a little bit of a warning sign. But I said yesterday, the key for me and the trigger for me is going to be, okay, this was a false breakdown, and this is about to get back above that trend line. If we see ETH Bitcoin on a weekly reclaim back above that trend line, that is fantastic. That's the trigger for me, dude. That's like the trigger where I think you could be a little bit more confident that it's, okay, we don't have to have too much more patience. It's probably starting, okay? We're right at it right now, okay? So we're at the falling wedge, retesting it right now on the daily time frame. And we got the ETH Bitcoin chart, which broke to the downside on this, trying to reclaim back above. We're right there. We haven't done it yet, which means these next 2 days, what happens this weekend is going to be interesting. I think what happens this weekend is going to be very telling on what's going to come over these next 2 weeks. All right, get back above this. That's the trigger for me. Where this was a false breakdown, capitulation, everyone's saying ETH is dead, which it might be. But even if ETH starts outpacing Bitcoin just a little bit, I think that's what's really going to get these altcoins moving up. All right, so we don't have the trigger yet, but man, the recipe is there. The recipe is there, okay? People clamoring Sailor on the Forbes magazine, people jerking off the Sailor. I get it. Bitcoin's awesome, man. I love Bitcoin. Trust me, it's my biggest holding. It's always going to be my biggest holding. But people are jerking off the Sailor. what better time than to send dominance down when Sailor's on the Forbes magazine, all right? ETH Bitcoin is at the trend line or trying to reclaim the trend line. And just the sentiment as far as altcoins is in the freaking gutter. Even though when you look around, it's not as bad as people make it, okay? It's not as bad as people make it. It really isn't. I think it's a little bit overblown in my personal opinion. Because when I look around and, we just look at some of these, Chainlink's been in the same range. By the way, dude, Chainlink is showing insane strength right now. I just want to put that out there. Chainlink is showing insane strength right now. It's kind of insane, okay? And we're going to look at the Chainlink Bitcoin chart a little bit because that chart is freaking one of the best charts I've ever seen in my life, by the way. So we'll look at that. Chainlink, right? CRV, right? Back in the range. Ethereum has just been ranging, right? I mean, Cardano's been ranging. XRP's been ranging. Like all these coins that we've been talking about, the utility coins, have just been ranging. It hasn't really been as bad as the sentiment is. I think what happened is a lot of people were in the meme coins, and that's what's making sentiment a little bit worse than it should be, okay? Because meme coins have basically went to zero. They're all down 80-90% from the highs, right? So I think you just got to have a little patience, guys. That's all I think you got to have right now. I don't think it's anything more than that. Remember where we are in the cycle. Remember what year of the cycle we're in. Year 4 cycle, the most bullish year for altcoins in every single cycle that we've had in crypto. Relax, all right? Do some como sa, and I think you're going to come out the other side pretty freaking good if you can just relax until it happens, right? It is what it is. Let me take a sip of my jug. I got to finish this jug. Hold on. Crypto Shocks had saw something earlier. BlackRock just bought $83 million worth of ETH. Dude, Trump's bought like 500 mil of ETH in the last two weeks. You know what I mean? Like, I just think the ETH play, if you could have patience, is so obvious. It's almost too obvious, but people just don't believe it because it just hasn't played out yet. Trump launches a meme coin, okay? Sells said meme coin, literally extracts from the meme coin market. I have this conspiracy theory right now, by the way, but we could talk about my conspiracy theory. We can talk about my conspiracy theory. You guys want to hear my conspiracy theory now or later? Let me know in the chat. My conspiracy theory of what's going on with Trump. I think this is all coordinated. I think we're taking our time here. This is all freaking coordinated, right? The Trump meme coin was coordinated at the perfect time. I got a little bit of conspiracy theory. Mark Wilson. I don't know who the hell is Mark Wilson. Mark Wilson. I don't know who Mark Wilson is. Who the frick is Mark Wilson, dude? All right, conspiracy theory. Da-da-da! All right. My conspiracy theory is this. Trump launches his meme coin in Melania a day before his inauguration. Why does he do that? Okay? Why does he do that? Why does he do that? Now, I already want to tell you guys this. Trump has been an investor of Ethereum for a long time, right? A long time. And he's just been adding to his Ethereum bags. Okay, he's been buying ETH, he's been buying Chainlink, he's been buying Aave, and you think he's been buying like ENA, right? There's 4 coins that he's been buying. Why? And why did he launch a meme coin on Solana if he likes ETH, right? You would think he would just launch it on ETH. That would make sense if he's an Ethereum fan, right? That would make some sense. I think that would make sense. And honestly, if he wanted to make money, the best thing he could have done was not buy Ethereum, but buy Solana. Why wasn't he stacking Solana before he launched his meme? Because you would have known that Solana was going to go up in price when he launched his meme coin, which it did. Sounds obvious, no? He could have like doubled up on his Sol if he just bought Sol instead of ETH before he launched his meme. Just makes, I don't know, that would just make perfect amount of sense to me. But my tinfoil hat tells me that he did this to extract the money out of the meme coins. Okay. Now this is my tinfoil hat. Where's the Trump coin? Hold on. Where's Trump? Okay. This is Trump. All right. This is Trump. Guys, stop buying these celeb coin. I don't care what celeb coin it is. Stop buying these things, bro. All right. Here's the Trump. Might get a bounce, dude. I mean, you might get a bounce here. You might get a bounce here. But here's the Trump chart. Okay. Basically capitulation down. All right. You guys know ever since Trump did this, and actually ever since Trump won, meme coins have just gotten absolutely slaughtered. And it's just been even worse since this came out. Right? My guess is the extraction of money from the memes, literally selling off his own coin and buying ETH with said profits from the soul shitters. It's kind of funny, actually, when you think about it. I think it's kind of funny. It's not funny that the chart's down, but it's kind of funny in the sense that where this money has come from is people who gamble on the meme coins anyways, right? So my thought process in my tinfoil hat is this was all coordinated, knowing that utility is what's going to run this year, to suck the money out of memes and get exit liquidity from the meme coin holders before utility runs. That's my tinfoil hat. And I'm going to stand by that tinfoil hat. And the price action has completely validated that. Completely validated that. Trump coin's been down only. Memes have been down only. But yet, I take a look over here at these utility coins, and either they're going up, right? They're going sideways. But there's clear accumulation on these. That's my tinfoil hat. And you can agree with my tinfoil hat or not agree with my tinfoil hat. I just don't not think it's a coincidence that happened the day before we came into the eggnog, right? I just don't think it is. We'll see if I'm right this year. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll die on the hill, all right? I'll die on the goddamn hill, all right? That's my tinfoil hat. Solid tin. Thank you. Thank you for the solid tin. Why isn't Trump buying Bitcoin? Exactly, Hoofty. Exactly. Tinfoil hat? I don't think so. Why, when they, there's so many tinfoil hats that can go with this. Why, when Trump signed the executive order for the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve, why wasn't it the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve? Why was it the Digital Asset Reserve? Think deeper here. Think deeper here. All right? You got to think deep. This is some serious tinfoil hat shit. Would the U.S. use something other than Bitcoin? Would cause Bitcoin dominance to go down? Serious tinfoil hat shit. But I like to think about it. I always like to think to myself, what would cause Bitcoin dominance to go down, right? If you don't get money printing, what would cause this to go down? If it's going to go down, right? I don't know, man. Tinfoil hat shit. It is what it is. It's obvious XRP. Dude, I'm an XRP holder now. I bought the dip bot XRP because of the obvious strength. If they want to pick XRP, I'm fine with that. But honestly, I've been saying this since last year. I think this is the year that some altcoin gets used in the real world, and it'll set all the altcoins off. Whatever one gets picked will probably pump the most. Whatever one gets used, if any get used, right? Remember, this is tinfoil hat. This is not completely serious. But yeah, something to think about, right? Something to think about. I don't know. Clint worshipped Warren Buffett. He worships Sailor. Dude, I worship Sailor too. Sailor has had a great trade so far, I think. You know what I mean? Like, I think Sailor is a freaking genius as long as he takes profits, right? We don't want him to take profits. If Sailor, if they had, dude, can you imagine the dump we would get if Sailor dumped any coins? Dude, if Sailor even said I'm dumping some Bitcoin, dude, the market would literally dump to hell. So, imagine if that starts the bear market. Sailor saying he's dumping his coins. Jeez, man. Lord Almighty, I never wish for that day. I never wish for that day. 700 peaks, only 90 likes. 90 likes! Let's get the likes up, fellas. I know the market's been kind of boring lately, man, but to me, that's a sign of good things to come. When I see a very low like ratio, that's a sign of good things to come. Low watcher and low like ratio. Great sign of things to come, in my personal opinion. Or it's because I'm talking about things that people disagree with. And I think because I'm calling for a utility altcoin season, I think people disagree with that now, which is funny because if you go back a year ago and I said the opposite, which was the cleansing, I got disagree with. But now if I call for altcoin season, now it's no. It's kind of funny how that works, man. I think it's kind of funny how that works, to be quite honest. The sentiment change is kind of insane. But yeah, man. So we'll see what happens. Right now, others still bouncing off the bull market support band. Let's get a strong daily close on others. But yeah, I'm still looking for a solid move up over the course of the next few months, right? I think when it's all said and done, I think before April, we'll get a solid move up on the altcoin market. And my plan is, if my plan goes correctly, of how it is every single cycle, my plan is to sell a good portion of my crypto before by April, because historically that's been when you've seen massive corrections in the market, especially on alts. Right, this was May of 2021. We saw about a 70% correction on others, and then here we saw about also a 65% correction on others, and that was in right in May and May. So both Mays in the post-election year, you saw 60+% corrections on the others chart. So my plan is by May, I don't think we're going to go this high, guys. This is kind of ridiculous. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't think we're going to 2 trillion market cap on others. That would be absolutely insane. But my plan is by wherever we are by April, to be taking a good amount out of this market. And I don't know. It doesn't feel like it right now, but this is also, I mean, kind of what it was last cycle. We were right about the same point, kind of grinding up. A little bit better vibes because we were grinding up. But right around this time was when things started to kick off. I don't think vertical like this is kind of crazy, but crypto's kind of crazy sometimes. So we'll see what happens, my guys. All right. Anyways, that's that. Selling by March, said Waterfly. You can't front run me, bro. I'll front run you. I'm selling by February. Oh shit. February's next month. Well, I'm selling by March 1st. Waterfly. All right. I'm selling by March 1st, bro. I put on my tinfoil hat. Clint is horse guy, not Mike. Think it? You think so? I don't know about that. I don't know. I'll sell some in Q1 and Q2 if we continue to pump. Just remember the sell in May and go away. And you know, it's easier. I'll say this. It's easy to sit here and say, you know, I'm going to sell before May, right? It's easy to sit here and say that. But if you've ever been through one of these, unless you've had experience, right? If this is your first full cycle, and say this does play out, right? If this is your first full cycle, you're not going to want to sell in April. You're going to think everything's going to the moon forever, right? Everyone in the chat, let me know in the chat, your first cycle that you were in, during a euphoria phase, did you want to sell, right? If this is your first cycle, maybe over here in 2023, 2024, when we had this first initial pump, did you want to sell anything if this was your first cycle? Or maybe you were over here in 2021, you made a good amount of money, but you wrote it back down because you didn't want to sell, right? You thought it was going to the moon forever. It's easy to say, you know, I'm going to sell in May and go away. But when you're in this, it's not. It's not easy to do that because things are just going vertical, right? And this is obviously assuming this does happen, guys. It might not happen like this. Remember, nothing's guaranteed. There's always inverse where this dumps, right? But if it does play like that, it's easier said than done to take profits if this is your first cycle around. You know what I mean? And that's what euphoria is. And if you never experience the real crypto euphoria, you don't really know what it's like. It's a different feeling if you experience real crypto euphoria. But just remember, when we start getting to March and April, and if the market's up here somewhere, right? It doesn't have to be all the way up here, but if it's like you're in here or in here, somewhere in here, and we're in March and April, I'm going to be screaming at the rooftops, remember, sell in May and go away. Okay? And I remember a lot of people are going to do that. Something tells me probably going to dump in like March or April because everyone's going to be looking at sell in May and go away. So, yeah, when it comes to that point, just remember I'll be yelling at the rooftops. No one's going to want to hear it. Like right now, if you're calling for alt season, no one wants to hear it, right? Everyone keeps calling it for days, right? But no one wants to hear that. But when you're going through it, then no one wants to hear that it's over, right? So we'll see what happens, man. But I'm ready. I've been ready for about a month now, chilling in my utility bags. Just straight chilling, watching my stuff go sideways. So I'm ready for it, dude. When moon, as they say. We're all sitting here waiting, but we know it's the time where it typically happens in the cycle. All right, and maybe this time is different. Maybe it's not different. We don't know yet, but you know that's really it. All right, let's. You going to Steam Stum in May? Hell yeah, dude. Dude, I want to be 80% out of my. I want to be 80% out of crypto by May. 80% out of crypto by May. That's my plan. 80%, at least altcoins. 80% out. Assuming we do get the move up that I'm looking for. If we don't, then that changes the little things. Jordan will eat socks in May. You think so? Do you think I will eat socks in May, dude? I don't want to eat socks in May because they're sweaty. I'd rather eat a sock now in January when it's cold as shit. Wouldn't you? I know I would. Shout out to Vatican. But yeah, that's still the plan, man. All right, let's go look at some of these altcoins. Appreciate you, Vatican. That's very generous of you, bro. Thank you, man. Cheers to you, dude. I'll be buying a few beers because of you, dude. Thank you, Vatican. Tama. Oh, we have to look at Sui. Sui. Oh no, was it Sui or was it Say? I think he wanted to sell Say. I don't know which one it was. So we'll look at both. Sui 2618 fib. Yeah, this thing's already gone up so much. Sui kind of reminds me of Cos. Not saying it can't go higher, but you know, it comes a point when these coins go up so much, right? I mean, this thing's up 10x in such a short period of time. August, I mean, 4 months, this thing did a 10x, right? So there's a point where there's so many sellers. Oh, it was Say? Okay, it's Say. Well, we'll talk about Sui anyways. This is actually a good coin to talk about. There comes a point where there's so many people who are in such big profits on this. They're going to be taking profits up here, right? It's going to be harder for this thing to move up. So, I mean, this thing had such a good run already, dude. Not saying it can't go higher, right? This was probably one that maybe need to cool down for a little bit before it explodes higher. But it's crypto. But I wouldn't be surprised if this thing chops around for a little bit. Right? In here. Maybe even try to make like a little triangle consolidation before it tries to go again. If it's going to go again. But yeah, this thing's pumped so much already. It's hard not to It is holding. It is holding. But I think the thing with this one is you might have already gotten the pullback. That's the thing. Like this already probably had some bear divs. You had bearish divergence. But like that might have been the dip. That might have been the dip. See what we get. But you're right. I mean, if I'm going to sit here and say, you know, this coin or that coin is holding up, then I got to say this thing's holding up. It is holding up pretty damn well. How could I say it's not? I think the difference between this one and the other ones, this one's already in all-time high price discovery, whereas a lot of the coins are still down here, right? So I think that's kind of the difference if you're looking at strong coins. All right, anyways, so we say he said he wants to sell this for CRV. Man. I mean, listen. Would I rather be in CRV or this? I'd rather be in CRV. But it's tough when you look at these coins that are all the way back down to the lows. There's actually some pretty good opportunities for some of these coins, like they haven't really done anything in a while. But a lot of these coins are just bleeding all the way back down to their lows, which is kind of weird, man. But I look at this one and I say, okay, you get it back down at these range lows. It's not a bad little play. Now, I'd rather be in CRV, even though CRV is like up off its lows. That's just more like a fundamental thing. If you even think that's important, you might not think that's important, but whatever. But yeah, I think if you get a big dip into this green box, I don't think that's a bad play for at least a little bit of a bounce. I'd say CRV is more of like a fundamental play to me. CRV is more of like, I hold it because I think Trump has something up his sleeve with ETH, and I also think Trump has something up his sleeve with DeFi. That's why he's buying ENA and Aave and Chainlink. So CRV is kind of like another DeFi play. And it also has Wyckoff accumulation in here. That's why I would rather be in CRV, but also know that CRV could have more downside if it dips. But, you know, it is what it is. You're picking out of a haystack, dude. You got to pick the best out of the haystack. It is what it is. People selling BTC for ETH? I don't know if people are doing that yet. I don't think there's enough ETH move to say that people are selling BTC for ETH yet. The Pepe! The Pepe? Dude, you might get a Pepe. You want to see the Pepe fractal? Got the Pepe fractal. Look at my squiggles, dude. Look at my squiggles, dude. We literally bounced right where that was. Look at that, man. Now the Pepe. Could it bounce all the way back up to 0.2? Dude, if my squiggle plays out like this, I'm telling you, man, it's the GOAT squiggle. It's not about the time, or ignore the time. Just look at the waves. If it plays out like this is the greatest squiggle of all time. Okay? And it will end in people getting pissed off at Pepe, and then Pepe going on its final end of cycle massive freaking pump. The end of cycle meme coin pump. Let's see if the squiggle plays out. The squiggle would be so epic. But in order for the squiggle to play out, we got to get Pepe up to 2063. 2063. All right. The Pepe. We look at the Pepe. Oh, Lord. If you like Pepe, you probably don't like that squiggle. Even though you should like the squiggle, you're not probably not gonna like that squiggle. Just gonna keep it 100 with you. You're probably not gonna like that squiggle. With selling BTC for Chainlink makes sense at this point of the cycle? Listen, you got to do whatever you're going to do, man. I hate those questions because if I'm wrong, then it comes back. All right, just know I could be wrong about this. Just know I could be completely wrong about this. But if you told me right now, gun to the head, this is not long term. If you told me I could hold one thing for the next 4 months, you could tell me I could hold either Link or BTC for 4 months. I would rather hold Chainlink if you gave me 4 months. Now, if you told me long term, I'd rather hold Bitcoin. But if we're talking the next 4 months only, what would I rather hold? I'd rather hold Chainlink. Gun to my head, dead ass serious, right? But that also includes downside risk, where if this doesn't play out, okay, if this Wyckoff accumulation schematic on the Link Bitcoin chart does not play out, that could mean devastation, right? So it obviously, with greater reward comes more, right? What's the saying? What's the Spider-Man saying? With greater power becomes greater responsibility, right? If this doesn't play out, then you're going to have more downside, right? But I just keep staring at the Link Bitcoin chart and marveling over the classic Wyckoff accumulation and getting my Gymborees ready for this move. It's taking its time, but I got all day. I got all day to wait for this shit to play out. All day. All freaking day. But yeah, if you told me the next 4 months, I'm taking I would rather hold Chainlink than Bitcoin for the next 4 months. And that takes a lot for me to say, because I was harping Bitcoin last year a lot, right? I was calling for the altcoin cleansing and shit. So for me to come out and say I'd rather hold an altcoin than Bitcoin now for 4 months, you best bet I mean it. All right? Doesn't mean I'm going to be right. I could be wrong. Probably a high chance that I'm wrong. But that's crypto for you. That's crypto for you. If Link doesn't play out, I'm hunting Jordan. You serious? Are you dead ass? But you do whatever you want. Like, just know. Okay. Just know this. I think Link has bigger upside potential from here. Bitcoin's at 102,000. How much more upside has Bitcoin got this cycle, right? I think Link has more upside potential, but it also has more downside potential. So if you're okay with the downside potential, then go for it. If you're not, stick with Bitcoin. Stick with the corn, man. The corn is this nice, safe, steady gains. And 90% of my long-term stack is Bitcoin. 10% of my long-term stack is Chainlink. Okay, just to put into perspective. All right, so just know that. Imagine sideways till May and it dumps hard. That would suck. That would suck, dude. That would suck. I mean, that would mean that just this cycle is different, dude. That would just mean this time's different. But I ain't gonna say this time's different until something is different. Is anything different right now? Right? Is anything different? Is anything different right now? Is Bitcoin where it should be? Abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely it is. Absolutely Bitcoin is where it should be. Are altcoins where they should be? Abso-freaking-lutely where they should be. Abso-freaking-lutely. Now I'm just acting like a weirdo. But no, in all seriousness, is anything different this cycle so far? No. Nothing. Literally nothing is different. Time-wise and price-wise, Bitcoin and altcoins are exactly where they were in the previous cycle. Exactly where they were. Nothing is different. So I'm going to assume that nothing different is going to happen this time, because we always think something different is going to happen. I posted this on Twitter yesterday. I said, imagine all you had to do this cycle was follow the 4-year cycle. Imagine all you had to do. And imagine the 4-year cycle plays out again this cycle, and then next cycle comes around, you think something different is going to happen. And I've been guilty of thinking something different is going to happen. But imagine it plays out again, 2026 comes around, you don't buy in the bear market because you don't believe in the 4-year cycle. Prices go up, you have disbelief the whole time, but in reality, you're just doing the 4-year cycle again. And that's probably what's going to happen. That's what happens every goddamn cycle. There's disbelief all the way up for 3 years straight. And then everyone buys the top. And then everyone believes for a year straight all the way down to the bottom of the bear. You hit the bear, no one wants to buy. Price moves up, everyone's in disbelief for 3 years. Right? Same shit every single time. It never fails. But, you know, I think this will be the cycle that really tests to see if the 4-year cycle is going to continue to play out or not. It will be, it's going to be interesting this year. I think it's going to be a volatile year, but I also think it's going to be a fun year. Hasn't played out yet. We're at the end of January now. We're 1 month in. We haven't seen it yet. Market conditions are off this cycle. Alt run is not guaranteed. But you could have said that at any point in any previous cycle, right? Listen, when they start, I know everyone's talking about, because this is the HARP thing. Everyone's talking about QE versus QT. This is like the mid-curve thing to talk about right now, right? It's not really mid-curve. I mean, it's actually pretty legit. Everyone's talking about this, okay? Where it's like, okay, 2017, we got QE, altcoins pumped. 2021, we got QE, altcoins pumped. But before you got QE, you didn't know you were getting QE. If everyone knew, everyone would have just front ran that shit and everything would have pumped before you got QE. Right? Hence why when you get QE, everything pumps. I think the point is we're in quantitative tightening right now. Of course we are. But if everyone knew we're going into QE 100%, everything would be pumping to freaking smithereens right now. But it's not, because everyone's not sure, and that's the whole point. Is when you get QE, you're not going to know it's coming. That is the whole point, I think. Right? It's sort of like, yes, we're in QT. Thank you. Right? Yes. But there's a reason that we're in QT, and then when you get QE, it's gonna come, and no one's gonna expect it. Right? And that's why markets go nuts when you get it, dude. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And I'm not gonna sit here and say we're gonna get quantitative easing this year. I have no clue, dude. I'm not a macro expert. No one is. All the macro people have been so wrong calling for a recession for 3 years. We haven't got one, dude. Right? It's ridiculous. But, you know, when this comes, it'll throw a lot of people off. So would it shock me, and I could be wrong about this, once again, I could be wrong. Would it shock me if timing-wise, we're sitting here, right here, okay? We're sitting here. Something happens where it gets people to believe that QE is going to come, gets the market starting to move up, and then maybe by the next Fed meeting in March, they start QE again, right? And that's sort of the thing. You have to kind of front run it, I think. But right now we have no signs of that, so I'm not going to sit here and call for that. But how do we know we're not going to get news in the next 2 months that changes Powell's mind, right? You don't know. You don't know. You really don't. You really don't. We'll see. I'm yabbering right now. Jordan, I'm thinking about converting some of my SWE over to Ondo because it possibly has a higher upside. Do you think it's a good idea? Ondo's kind of been moving up, though. Oh, actually, it moved down a pretty good, decent amount today. See, Ondo's moved up a pretty good, decent amount, too. It's totally personal preference, man. It's about what do you believe in. Do you believe in the RWAs? Right? Ondo, Chainlink. They're really, Ondo and Chainlink are kind of like tied together. Slightly. Those are the best 2 RWA plays, in my opinion. I hold both. But it's about what do you believe in. I would rather hold Ondo than SWE at this point. That's just me. But I would also looking for like a little bit better of an entry. If you can get another pullback, maybe. If you can get a pullback a little closer to the bottom of the range, I would like it a little better. I would rather hold on to Lin Sui at this point. And I could be wrong about that. I'm just telling you what I would rather do. But we don't got a crystal ball. We don't got crystal balls over here. All we got is crystal meth. I'm just kidding. We don't got crystal meth. We don't got crystal meth over here. I promise, guys. All right, no crystal meth. Zero crystal meth. Thinkster says everything will be tokenized. Yes. Dude, Larry, that's another thing. Larry Fink has literally been shilling RWAs actually ever since he started talking about crypto. He's been shilling RWAs, been shilling tokenizing assets. I don't even think the market has priced those in yet, though. That's the crazy part, man. I really, really don't, man. I would have thought him saying these things would have a little bit bigger impact on stuff like Chainlink and Ondo, and even ETH. Even ETH, dude. I just think the market has not priced in potentially like something being used, dude. And Larry Fink has just been yapping about tokenizing the stock market, tokenizing stocks, tokenizing bonds, tokenizing real estate. Been literally yapping about all that shit for like a year. You know they got something going on behind the scenes, and I want to be a part of that. So that's why I'm in a lot of these RWA plays, Chainlink, Ondo, right? A lot of these, right? Proppy. I'm balls deep in RWA plays. So I just don't think it's eventually something will come out and it's going to shock a lot of people. I just don't think the market has priced in that shit yet. All these L1s, they all do the same thing, right? They all do the same thing. A lot of these RWAs, like the market cap of all the RWA coins, the real world asset coins, are literally like the market cap of Cardano, right? Of all the coins combined. And I sit here and I go, does that make sense? It doesn't really make sense to me. It doesn't really make sense. Like the coins that could actually have some real world use case, like they actually can. They actually can. Having the same market cap as ADA. Nothing wrong with ADA. I'm just using ADA as an example. Doesn't really make sense to me. I don't know. That's kind of my thesis. It is what it is. Excuse me. What is it, 6:08? It's almost time for me to get off, fellas. It's almost time for me to hit the gymnasium and enjoy my weekend. It's almost that time. I'll hang out in the chat for a little bit, but it's almost that time. Thank you, though, John. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, it's almost that time for me, guys. What's ETH doing? ETH is dude. ETH is coming back into the wedge. I guess it's not time for ETH yet. Maybe we'll get some type of weekend move. You get 3 daily green candles in a row. I like that. Usually a pretty good sign. But yeah, man. Let's hope we get a good weekend coming up. And even if we don't, we always got next week. We always got next week. But ETH, yeah, ETH back in the wedge. No breakout. Bitcoin, 102K. Looks like it probably wants to come down and probably retest these range lows again. So we'll see what happens with that. Chainlink just holding like a rock. XRP holding like a rock. CRV reclaimed back in the symmetrical triangle, right? Fake false breakout, now back in the triangle, holding it as support. I think you got some good stuff going on. Bitcoin dominance down about 1% today. I think this is going to continue down. And yeah, that's really it. Jordan must teach spin class nights. I might teach spin class. Hoff, you want to come to my spin class? I won't be your instructor though. We'll have Bob be your instructor. Deal? Hoffs! All right, guys. Happy Friday. Go enjoy your weekend. Get out there, be a weirdo. I'm gonna go to the gym and then have a little date night. And I may do a stream tomorrow. We'll see how the market is. If the market's super boring, I probably just take the day off. If we're getting something happening, early in the day tomorrow, possibly maybe like a little Saturday move, I'll hop on. Those are very rare now, though. But if we do get some Saturday move, you guys will see me at some point tomorrow. So I'll either see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys Monday. Have a great weekend, guys. Take care. Much love. And I'm going to switch it up again. Don't panic sell. But most of all, don't panic sell your altcoins to BlackRock. Don't panic sell your altcoins to Trump. All right? Don't panic sell your altcoins to Trump, bro. Peace.